So we're here today at Masewalakwali Farms, which means the People's Farms in Nahuatl. I operate on about 600 acre, and it's a no-till operation, and I'm also not using any fossil fuel machinery at all. Go by all organic practices. That's all made possible by the Common Ground program. With COVID, I switched over into a CSA model pretty much overnight. People are really picking up CSAs and no contact delivery stuff, so that really helped a lot. I know that there's a lot of agricultural land in this county right now that is up for sale. The sale prices are not reflective of agricultural land, so people are essentially holding agricultural land hostage in a way from people accessing it to use it for what it was meant to be set aside for.
Well, my name is Jen Humphrey, and my wife and I co-own Red Tractor Farm. After growing produce and raising meat and eggs for about 10 years, we concluded that financially it was really important to have both of us working. And so that caused us to consider how could we change the farm so that we could still have some animals, but maybe not be as involved in things like farmers market. We are a member of a cooperative group of farmers in Douglas County who are all part of the same CSA. There's a mixture among farmers market consumers of those who understand the level of work and expenses that are involved in producing local meat, local eggs, and vegetables. But there's also the persistent idea that if you go to a farmer's market, things should be cheap. We're able to charge just a little bit more because of the structure of the CSA. And so that's led to a higher level of profitability.
Central Grazing Company is a regenerative food and fiber business. We actually produce lamb meat and leather, and we pay really close attention to the soil fertility and trying to make sure that all of our farming practices add back to the soil instead of extract from the soil. But Central Grazing Company, they aggregate lamb from farmers in Oklahoma, Kansas, Iowa, and Missouri. And so we process close to 2,000 lambs every single year, and all of those lambs go into the natural food market and the fiber business. But processor had to decide to take me off the schedule starting in October and fill that spot with an animal or hogs that is a higher revenue animal for this processing facility. We have nowhere to put these animals to get them processed. So this affects 7 different farmers in 4 states, just my one business.
I'm incredibly small in terms of my output, but grass-fed beef cattle is what we've settled on. Raised every kind of meat animal you can think of. So we've been pretty active in all of that, mostly for ourselves. This was all they call go back pasture, so it was fescue when we bought it, and we just rested it and burned it and grazed it the right way, and have brought back a lot of natives that were just in the seed bank. And now that we're calving, I want them to have access to the barn in case somebody needs help. So instead of rotational grazing, which would be moving them to a new paddock and then they can't go back to the old paddock, which is the best way to do it for the grass and the animals and everything. In this case, I'm just letting them back graze. This is a new patch of grass that I saved for them, so they have really great nutrition about the time that they're giving birth to their babies, and they'll get worked and then moved to an entirely different spot.